Yeah, so it's really important when you travel, you can discover other places, how people live over there, and it helps you with your perspective. It opens your mind, and it's good if you're a creative person. When you go see other cultures, it can help you with your creativity. If you're stuck with something, you can discover something else outside, and it helps you. Are you curious to discover new places? Do you want to know what's going on in other country and the advantage of traveling? And keep watching. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach, and I'm here to help you gain new perspective and help you with your questions. If you need help deciding on something, I'm here. So if you have questions and suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like what I do here, please subscribe, like, and share, and help me grow this channel and help other people, more people, let's say. So today I want to talk about the importance of traveling. So I left my hometown when I was 17 and moved to another country for my studies. So I moved to Europe actually, and it wasn't easy, but I don't regret it at all, because that opened my mind and I discovered new cultures because I was around other people from different other countries, and that's an experience that I really liked. And since then, now I'm very curious to discover other places. So it doesn't have to be another country. It can be another city. It can be a country you can just drive over there, so you don't have to take the plane all the time if you don't have the money, because it can be challenging and it can be very expensive. But the goal is to get out of our comfort zone and discover something different. And so I have some, let's say, some tips, some arguments that I want to make here for the importance of traveling. Okay, so number one is, when you travel, you can discover new places and new cultures. Like I was saying, one of the country that I really want to go to is Japan. So when I was younger, I still do. When I was younger, I liked animes, and I still like them. Still a big fan. And because with animes, you discover, you have some glimpse of the Japanese culture. And I'm saying Japanese, probably they have like maybe many other cultures, subculture or something. So I don't want to generalize because I don't know the details. But what was presented in the animes, I felt in love with it, and I really wanted to go there and see how it looks like in real life. So I still have that curiosity, and I intend to go there whenever possible. So so it's really important when you travel, you can discover other places, how people live over there, and it helps you with your perspective. It opens your mind, and it's good if you're a creative person. When you go see other cultures, it can help you with your creativity. If you're stuck with something, you can discover something else outside, and it helps you to move forward. So don't neglect the fact that when you travel, you can discover new places and other cultures. Reason number two, I'm gonna call them reasons. Okay, reason number two, it's important to travel, is it expands your perspective. So I was saying, I touched on that on the first point, but it opens your perspective. So you know that the way you're living, or the way people around you are living, is not the only way. There are better ways or less attractive ways, but at least you know that, okay, this is how I do things. But in this country, in this city, in this even states, if you are in the USA, or govern in this province, if you're in Canada, they do things differently. So you can, if if you're stuck in your life, or if you're looking for new perspective, new ways of seeing life, when you travel, you can get that. I know a few people who went and traveled to new places, and when they came back, they were all excited, because they were ready to make some changes in their lives, because they discovered that, oh, there is many ways to do this. The house, the way the house is set up, the way you do, I don't know, you discovered other ways than what you're doing, and it helps. So yeah, it expands your perspective, it opens your mind. So whenever you can travel, do it safely, of course. Reason number 3, it gives you fresh eyes to change your life. So like I was saying, I know a few people, when they traveled and they came back, they were ready to change everything, because they discovered that, oh, I was in my comfort zone. I thought that was the only way to do this, to live. That was the only way to work. But then now I know that there's another way to do it. So now they're very excited, and they have the motivation to change things, because they saw it somewhere else, and they were very inspired. So before we move on to the next reason, I would like to let you know that I have a coaching services, a one-on-one coaching service. If you're interested in working with me, you can reach out to me through my website, and the link is in the description box. I also have a blog, and I talk about the same kind of subjects that I'm talking about here. It's just in written form, and sometimes I can expand more on some ideas. So if you're interested, give it a shot, and the link is also in the description box. Thank you for your support. So the next reason for traveling is you can find your true home. So in my case, I left my hometown, and then moved to Europe, and then I left Europe and I moved to North America. And every time I was moving, I knew that where I was living at the time, it didn't feel like it was where I wanted to establish myself, to buy a house, whatever. I knew that I needed to go somewhere else, and that wasn't the final destination. So where I am currently, I am very happy where I live. I love it, and I can say that I found the place where I truly belong. So it may change over time, but for now, I feel that this is where I want to be. And so if you live in your city, your hometown, and if you don't move, it doesn't have to be another country, it can be another city. But if you don't move, if you don't go and check around, if you don't go check what's around you, you're never gonna discover that, oh, you know what, I would actually feel great if I lived in this place. There is somebody that I follow on YouTube, and she and her husband, they live in, what's her name, in Sweden. Yeah, so they live in Sweden, and then they moved to and then they went and visit, I think it was London, and there was another place, I think it was in Copenhagen. In French we say Copenhagen. I think it's Copenhagen or something. And so when she was there, she was like, oh wow, I actually love the culture here. I really see myself living here. But that was possible because they decided to visit other countries, other cities. And so maybe at some point they're just gonna establish themselves over there and live maybe in England or in Copenhagen. Yeah, so but if they didn't move around, visit other places, they wouldn't know that. So yeah, that's a good example of when you travel, you can find your true places where you want to be. I won't say for the rest of your life, but for a very long time. So another reason is, so now if you want to, some tips now on how to travel safely and visit other countries, other cities without busting your budget. So do some research. Decide on one place you want to go. So in my case, for example, I know that I want to go in Japan. So I can start doing some research. Okay, how much are the plane tickets? How long does it take to get there? Where can I stay? In which city? Which hotel? How will I eat? All that. You start doing those research, but because you have chosen a location where you want to go, so you start with the basics and you keep going, and then you can get ready because you know what's the budget, you know how much money you're gonna need, and all that information you just start gathering it, and it will help you. So when you know where you want to go, you have done the research, so you can budget for it, and because you budget for it, you know how much you need to save to get there. Do your best to get the best rates by doing the research. So if you go on YouTube, you have many people who give you great tips. So I have in mind, for example, Anthony O'Neill. So he used to work for Ramsey Solutions, and you can have Rachel Cruz. So all those people. You have George Camel with a K, like they like to say. So they have great tips on traveling. That's just a start, but you can find other people on YouTube that are really good with that kind of tips. So you can get the best rates. You can get insiders information. Just keep looking and take your time. You're not in a hurry. And we know that when you go to some countries, you have to do the paperwork. Do you need a visa when you get there? Do you need even if you're in transit for 1 day, do you need a visa or not? So what are the documents that you need for the visa? Do you have your passport ready? I don't know if are you covered for health in case something happens? Do you need a cancellation insurance in case there's something wrong with the COVID stuff that are still going on? It will be a good idea to have an insurance, when you go. All that kind of stuff. So just look for it and take the time, dig deeper. You don't want to miss anything. And then you go there and you just have a bad surprise. We don't want that. The next step after the paperwork, now get ready. So, pack. What will you need if you go in a tropical zone? Maybe they have lots of mosquitoes, where you are. Maybe it's winter, and when you travel, you have mosquitoes over there, so be prepared for that. If it's really hot and you need sunscreen, so in my case, not really. Even if I heard people saying that you still need sunscreen. But yeah, for now I haven't had any problem not putting sunscreens on me, but depends on the color of your skin, or even if you're a black woman or a black guy, if you're lighter than me, you should consider that. because some places are really, really hot. And also get prepare for emergencies or unexpected things that can happen. So do your due diligence, do the research, and ask people around. If you know, ask people around. Go look for those who have already been there. You have many vlogs on YouTube. You can find some information. I'm sure. If you need to go to a travel agency, do it, or an online agency, or you can even consult your government's website. And I think they have some sections where they give some tips if you travel to any countries. So yeah, look over there. Okay, so that's it for today. So to recap, some good reasons to travel and discover other places. So number 1, you can discover new places and new cultures. Number 2, it helps expand your perspective. Number 3, it gives you fresh eyes, and that can help you to change your life. Number 4, maybe you can find your true home. In case you were like me, you didn't know where you wanted to live, and at some point you're gonna be stable somewhere because your heart feels that, oh, I finally found the place where I want to be. So that happened to me actually. And some tips, some things you need to be aware of when you're traveling. So research the place, budgets, save, get the best rates, do look for the paperwork, get ready to travel, and be ready in case of emergencies or something unexpected happening. Okay, so my challenge for you today is start researching a place where you're really curious to go, you really want to go. So if it's Japan, like me, start doing the research. How much could be the plane tickets? If it's the city next to you, how long will you have to drive? How much does it cost to fill your tank? To fill the tank. Yes, that kind of stuff. So start doing the first step. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you like what I do here. And if you have some questions and suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. My question for you today is, where is your dream place? Where do you dream to go? It doesn't have to be something big. It can be Disneyland. I heard many adults apparently are really big fans of Disneyland. So yeah, what is your dream place to go? So I will leave you with this. In the meantime, I wish you a good week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.